Send us live. We will get rolling. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the delay, but as holiday festivities turn into All-Star Game festivities, we welcome you into the rinks for Suffolk County High School Hockey League's 50th season's All-Star Game, the second annual. Dylan Flynn going to be joined alongside with Vinny Matula and our special guest who needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. 7 goals, 9 assists on the season. A Smithtown Hop Hog Jr., none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Bobby Trites, joining us in the booth tonight. Bobby, Merry Christmas, and how you doing?
Merry Christmas. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Excited to get going here. How excited are you to take this in?
I'm very excited. I'm happy to be here. It's an honor.
Absolutely. You guys are having a really good season. Smithtown Hop Hog currently sitting second place, 10-3-2, 22 points. How you guys feeling about your season?
Everyone's feeling good. We have a positive attitude in the locker room. We're trying to keep it going for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Looking forward to a lot of fun stuff here tonight. We're going to have the skills competition coming up for you first in just a minute. Still getting set as fans are filing in. A nice crowd on hand so far. We're going to be having fastest skater, hardest shot, goalie skills, and a team relay. 4 different skill competitions. Bobby, which one are you most excited to take in?
I want to see the team relay. It's going to be a good one.
Who are you thinking is going to take that home?
I don't know. I mean, I think I got to go with my boys, Smithtown Hop Hog.
It's a hometown favorite for Bobby Trites. As you see now, players are going to be taking to the ice the best of the best here in Suffolk County. So many great names. So many talented players, so many skilled scorers going to be on display here tonight. Names from Jake Citron in goal to Mikey Brazil scoring the puck. Thomas Ivers dishing out some assists. The likes of those gentlemen and many more. Can't wait to see it all unfold right here. Bobby, we got a shot of Kings Park Comac, couple guys down there right now. Alex Argilla, Connor McGrain, Jesse Lemza. What makes a team like that so tough to go up against?
You know, I feel like they're similar to us. They got a lot of depth. I mean, obviously they have a bunch of names that stand out, like Brazil, Prang, Berholzer, Granelli, Lemza, all those names, but they play the full game. They don't stop. It's just a full game of hockey.
You guys went into what could arguably be contested as the game of the year, a 2-1 game that you guys came up on the short end of for the time being, but obviously some unforeseen circumstances swung it back in your favor. How are you guys going to game plan for this upcoming second time around in January and a possible playoff series?
You know, I mean, we've been watching them all year. We know what they got, and I think it's going to be another great game. Yeah.
Absolutely. You were talking to me earlier about you helped Billy Collins come into this league, and you're looking at it now maybe as like a little bit of a mistake in a sense because Billy's having a phenomenal season, somebody that we're going to see on the ice tonight. Who else is in the rank for you of that Billy Collins type of talent that you see him on the ice and you're like, oh my gosh, we got to go up against this guy tonight?
You know, it's guys like Colin Calver, Finkowski. I played with both of them in the past. There's more Matt Hughes, goalie for Connecticut. I played with him on travel. I think he's one of the better goalies in this league. Savaglio also another name. I grew up with him playing, and he's one that sticks out on that Northport team too.
It's going to be a lot of good stuff on tap here tonight. For everybody that doesn't know, following this skills competition, we're going to stay right here. We're going to have the first ever 3v3 tournament, NHL All-Star Game style. So we have a blue team, a red team, a black team, and a white team We'll have 3 games, a semifinal and a final, and we will crown an all-star champion here tonight for the 3v3 tournament. It's so nice to see all these kids coming together, and like you said, you play with a lot of them in travel and stuff. And is it nice to be able to go out on the ice and have that competitive drive, but also know that like your friends on the other side of the puck?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's fun. It's fun hockey. You know most of the guys you're going against. You've talked and played with most of the guys you're going against, but when you go on the ice, you want to win. So.
Stepping back into the mic now, Vin Matula is going to be joining us here, providing some extra insight upon some of the skills and games we're going to be seeing. Vin, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing good right now. This should be a real fun and exciting atmosphere here. It's a very special event that we've had last year, and we're looking to continue it on this year, something that these kids really look forward to year in and year out.
It is a really great event. Everyone's going to be gathering around. You can see on camera right there, the president of this company, Mike Brown, is debriefing everybody upon what's going to happen here tonight, what to expect. Vin talking to Bobby about some of the skills comps that we're going to have coming up: fastest skater, hardest shot, goalie skills, and team relay. What are you most looking forward to tonight?
I'm really looking forward to that hardest shot competition. Bobby's teammate, Matt DePalmo, looking to defend his crown in that reign, and he's got some real tough competition in that aspect. He's got to go up against guys like Tyler Paragallo, Ryan Breslin, Arthur Merviak, some big bodies there, so it's not going to be a easy task to defend that one, and whoever wins that one's sure going to earn it, that's for sure.
It's absolutely going to be, everything's going to be so much fun, and I really can't wait for it. It's been some interactions going on all week. We had posts go up on Instagram and all our social media platforms to promote this. I got into a little bit of a fun conversation with Brody Dixon of East Islip. He's going to be goaltending the red team, asking me if I was sleeping on the red team. I said, well, Brody, give me something to wake up about. We'll see exactly what the red team can bring to the table. I don't know, though. It's just fun that, like, kids like this can get, chippy and interactive with you. And as you see, we have our on-ice John LaVecchia cam.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Wolves phenomenon. It's going to be providing on-ice coverage. A great shot there of absolutely nobody. So many great talented players, and he's going to shoot ice. Great. So it looks like we're going to start up with the team relay. We got Connecticut, Sayville, and East Islip up first. Bobby, you see Matteo Marchese down there. What makes him such a tough defenseman to go up against?
He likes to play the body. He's honestly one of the hardest defensemen to go up against in this league. He's very skilled when he gets the puck. He knows how to make plays, and he's got the speed, and he's just an all-around great player.
It's Marchese against Christian Anatra, and Marchese is flying. He is going to finish first. Anatra will speed to the line. Oh, I guess this is fastest skater, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So pardon me. Marchese taking that one. Not sure the exact official times. We'll hopefully get a time for you guys. They do have a stopwatch down there on the ice.
We need our fearless leader to get a microphone down there or something. So we
pan through the crowd there. There he is. Tyler Paragallo, Robert Savaglio. That Northport Huntington team, not exactly what it was a year ago, but still a really good team, Vin. Something that we talked about this past podcast that we put out just before Christmas, a full rostered squad that could make some noise in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. They were there last year. They know what it takes through a long, grueling season, and all it takes for them in a playoff game is just to steal one, and sky's the limit for them.
Alex Argilla, Luke Hoffler of Kings Park, Colmack, and Middle Country, respectively. It's Hoffler with the edge right now. Can Argilla make up some ground?
I think Hoffler got that one.
Not sure exactly what the the format is here. I believe it's based off time. Microphone being handed off to Mike Brown now.
Here we go. Oh, this will be a good one.
Bobby, you talked about Colin before to me, one of the talented juniors in this Suffolk County League. What makes it so fun as like a younger kid to be playing in this your second season in the varsity division? So what do you look forward to coming to the rink every night?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you're playing hockey with the kids you go to school with, most like besides the division of schools, but just fun to be here. You get a good crowd sometimes, and just all around a great time every time you step on the ice.
Is that 14.6?
I think it was 13.6, believe it or not.
Not sure what the other ones were, but that's a blazing time around the ice for Colin Calbera right there. Peter Dykeman and Peter Petito. Bobby, that's your boy taking a spill.
It's all right.
He's still ahead of him here, though.
Oh, Peter Dykeman spins out. Is he going to hear about that in the team group chat later?
100%.
He better.
We used the wide shot, so you'll be able to show them the replay of that one.
Last contestant here is going to be Kieran Pollard of West Islip. And Robert Savaglio of Northport Huntington going to be joining him. Kieran's another one of those really young players who had a really phenomenal season in JV last year. He's just a sophomore, and his skills have translated well into varsity. But West Islip seems to be going through a bit of a growing pain here. So we'll see if they can pick it up towards the end. Vin, they're going to be in a big playoff race down to the wire is West Islip. What are you going to be looking for in these last 5 games out of them to make that push?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. Last game, we finally saw their depth scoring come alive, which is what they've been waiting for all season long. I'm waiting to get an official verdict here.
It's not the easiest to hear over this intercom.
Holy. Marchese has that 12.2 per Mike Brown.
Blazing speed out of the T-Bird captain. Lightning around the track, if you will.
But they're going again here, it looks like.
So it'll be Pollard and Savaglio one more time. We go to our John cam. Bobby, something like this, I don't know if you train for it or if you practice this. Where do you pick up time and speed in this? Is it around the turns or where are you making speed?
You definitely, when you're going around the net, you want to get the crossovers going. Definitely gain speed from there, and on the straights, you just got to get the legs moving.
Oh, how about this, Dylan? So, Marchese against last year's champion for the crown, it looks like.
Who was last year's?
Last year, I believe, was Savaglio, yeah.
So did Savaglio have the second fastest time, or are we just going undisputed champ?
Savaglio has the second fastest.
Savaglio's going to have to go 3 in a row here, too.
That's tough. He looks... Can we give him a breather? Can we call it an official timeout here?
Here's the defending champ here.
Here we go. Marchese Savaglio. Savaglio, the defending champ. Marchese looking to dethrone him. Marchese a little out in front here. Let's see. Can Savaglio make it up? He cannot. It's going to be Matteo Marchese taking home the second annual fastest skater crown. Matteo Marchese, 13.1, beating the mark by Robert Savaglio from last year of 14.1. An impressive feat out of the Thunderbirds captain here. to take home the first Skills Comp crown.
They're going to lead us off here with the team relay now.
Poor Marchese.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to just cooked Robert Savaglia on that fastest skater. Now going to have to do the team relay.
Yeah.
Marchese. What do they go by times? Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so we'll move on to team relay now. We start with Connecticut Sayville and St. Anthony's. Fastest skater Matteo Marchese starting off against Nicholas DeAndrea. DeAndrea's having a phenomenal season himself after a little bit of a slow start. What's going on with the rivalry between you and St. Anthony's? Is that like you think most heated rivalry, or would you say somebody else?
I would have to go with the Kings Park Smithtown rivalry. You know, the towns are right next to each other. Everybody knows each other, but St. Anthony's definitely got to be up there too. I mean, finishing off last season with a tie to them, which could have been like a good playoff spot for us. I think we wanted to show them what we got this year. We brought it to them the first game. They took the second game. We still have one more game against them, so that one should be good.
That's going to be a phenomenal rubber match coming up in January right here on the LI Sports Network. St. Anthony's takes that first team relay. Can't really hear the times too clearly, so we'll try to get you as much as we can. If you can hear it over the intercom, that's even better. I don't have to tell you anything then.
I believe it was just north of 40 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
But regardless, the Friars are going to move on here, and it's going to be West Islip against East Islip now. This now the rubber match of the Battle of Islip.
There it is. Yeah, the West Islip did not beat them. Oh, West Islip didn't beat him either time this season. Maybe they beat him in the skills comp here. We'll see.
Christian Anatra had a little bit of a spin out. This allows Arthur Merviak to take a bit of a lead, and he's going to hand it off to Thomas Miller now. Matthew Brody going for East Islip. As Miller makes his way around, he's going to hand off to Kieran Pollard, who is off, and it's going to be on Ryan Clark to try and catch him. Clark not going to be able to do it. Pollard speeds into the finish line. You touched on what your favorite rivalry is, and here we go.
Yeah.
A KPC Smithtown rivalry. Not only in game, but now team relay. Dylan Quinn, Nick Noche, your captain, going to be leading it off for you guys.
Yeah.
How is he as a captain?
He's a great captain. I mean, I've known Nick since I was 6 years old. He's always been a role model to me. You know, he's great to have in the locker room. He keeps everyone together, and definitely.
We're neck and neck here. It's Peter Petito now trying to redeem himself after he blew a tire in the fastest skater. Going up against Jesse Lemza. Vin, that hair is flying.
Oh, man. Look at the lettuce.
Now Jacob Quinn and Patrick Nolte.
Oh, this is going to be close
Nolte
here.
has the step. Can he finish the deal? Here comes Quinn at the line.
Who was it?
That's close.
I mean, you guys finished about as close as you could in your game, and now we get this.
Definitely. I mean,
So we know who's next. Do we know who won the last one?
I don't know. I think it's really too close for us to tell. But people are saying that this Sachem team is the outright favorite right now, possibly three of the fastest skaters on the ice currently.
yeah, definitely.
George Calbear starting it off against Peter Dykman. Dykeman going to hand it off to Boucher, and Calbaro off to his brother Colin. Colin a sizable lead right now. Cuts the turn a little wide, but he's going to hand it off to his captain, Thomas Konkowski. Konkowski missed some time with a little bit of an injury, but he's come back, and he's been on an absolute tear. He's going to take this almost lapping Ortiz. Pretty much no contest in that one.
That looked like the quickest one yet.
Okay.
So, in case anybody couldn't hear, what we're doing is Northport does not have enough players to do the team relay, so we're just going to let Middle Country go against the clock. We'll see what they can do. They're starting it off, I believe, Luke Hoffler. And it is.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hoffler blows a tire himself. He'll cross the line. Here goes Scott Whitbeck. Is there a noticeable difference in the play of Middle Country this year as opposed to last year? And
Yeah,
what makes
definitely.
them tougher this year?
I mean, I think they're definitely surprising all of us. They're definitely, like, when we played against them, they put up a fight. It wasn't a blowout at all, but guys like Hoffler really stand out when they're playing. All around, Mikey Sittler too, great goalie for them.
Vin and I had Mikey Sittler on the program a couple weeks ago. A great interview. Such a humble kid, such a nice kid. And he really does put his best foot forward every time he's out there on the ice. And we're believing that a hot goaltender like that can really steal a team a game. Is it tougher to go up against a good defense or a really good goaltender?
I mean, it's just always the goalie's the last one you got to get through. And if the goalie's solid, I think the whole team gains energy from that and goes from there. So, got to give it to the goalie always.
So, Vin, it was Smithtown that took it.
And now in the finals here, just like last year, I believe the goalies have to go as the last skater. That's how they ended it last year. I could be wrong, though.
Well, Jake Citron's on the bench, so he better get his butt out there if he's going to be going. But they're trying to do their boy in the booth proud. Let's see if they can seal the deal.
Pretty even after the first one.
That was Noce and Colavecchio. They hand off to DeAndrea and Petito. It's pretty close through the halfway point.
Oh, it is
Smithtown, a little bit of a lead here. Here comes Nolte.
Oh, this is tight.
He's got to try to beat Anthony Colavecchio to the line. I think St. Anthony's has it.
Yeah.
So St. Anthony's takes the team relay. The defending champs from last year's season.
Hardest shot coming up here.
Separated.
Vin, so St. Anthony starts 0-3.
Right.
And everyone's kind of counting them out. They then go on a 10-2 stretch and find themselves in the top 4 of the division.
Right.
For anybody that hasn't really tuned into the podcast much, doesn't really, tune in a lot to, what goes on outside of a lot of these games, what made St. Anthony so successful after a slow start in September?
I think they know, they understand how to handle adversity. We talked about it a little bit last podcast episode. They find themselves down 1-0 in the final series. It doesn't bother them. They come out, they win game 2, they start game 3 off in such a commanding way. And I think they're one of the very few teams that we've seen, not just this year, but last year. They understand that It's a long season. It's a long game, some games are. So you have to take it into consideration that you can't get so down on yourself early on. They understand that they got to do what they got to do to get back in the playoff race, and here we are. They might be a home team in round 1 of the postseason.
It's looking pretty good. The only team that realistically could catch them is SCHSHL right now. We'll see if they can hold them off.
Yeah.
But we're going to turn our attention to the hardest shot, and the defending champ from last year, Matt DePalma, your teammate, Bobby, is going to be kicking it off for us.
Yeah, let's see.
He broke the record already. It was 85 last year. It's 89 now.
It's a great way to start it.
Another year for Matt DePalma and 4 more miles per hour. Does he appear to have the hardest shot in practice for you guys, or would you have
Definitely.
nominated someone else?
Oh, 100%, Matt. I mean, when he shoots the puck, you definitely don't want to get in the way of it.
When you guys practice with him, is anyone willing to like step in front of his shot in practice, or you guys kind of like get out of the way?
You gotta.
90. Matt DePalma at the hitting speed of Major League Baseball, 90 miles an hour.
He goes wow to the camera to John. That's crazy. I think it's Vadyak here. Yep.
It is Vadyak for Connecticut Sayville. .85, so he tied the record, but not good enough to beat DePalma.
We got
I
to
think we have a
calibrate
little
that
radar
down there.
malfunction, possibly. Well, Matt DePalma is safe. Matthew Brody going to be stepping in here. Bobby, when you guys play East Islip, are you guys gearing up for a physical battle that you know it's going to be tough, grinding out, and there's going to be a lot of hits?
They're definitely one of the more physical teams in the league. I'm close with Anatra, Ivers, and Slattery. Definitely most skillful players in the league. But Anatra is one of my line mates for travel.
I say they're Royals teammates, yeah.
Ah, okay. So do you use what you know about them in travel in-game? Like, are you going in talking to George Zarugian and being like, all right, we're going up against Anatra tonight, and we need to do this?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's most likely everybody does that. I mean, you know what you know. Like, people practice with each other. They play different games in different times, but you got to use what you know sometimes.
Absolutely. We were talking to Dominic Magro's father after one of the East Islip games. I don't know if you know this. Over the summer, or I guess in the later stages of COVID, East Islip was having roller skating practices in Dominic Magro's driveway. How much do you know about this?
I mean, I didn't know that, but they're all big roller hockey kids. It definitely shows in the way they play with the puck, but that's awesome that they got to be able to do that. I mean, we have a roller rink in Smithtown that we'll go at sometimes, but we weren't going probably as much as they were. So.
Is that something that you guys find useful in getting more practice, like just off ice, like want to go do something as a team? Is that like a popular activity?
It's more of like after school, you want to go to the park, we'll go to the park and play some 3v3. It's fun. Gets the chemistry.
Yeah, that seems really important. You guys seem to have really good team chemistry. You seem like a very tight-knit group, and I feel like that plays really well into any sport, but really hockey. You got to really be able to anticipate moves from a lot of your other players.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as the team chemistry goes, do you feel like with George coming in, kind of like adapting a new system, do you feel like that's helped you guys more? How has that helped you, I should say?
100%. George came in, he set the expectations for us. He was hard on us. He told us, he got us to where we are right now. And hopefully there's a lot more to come with that, but he changed how I think everyone thought on our team about our own team. So
yeah, definitely.
We're all definitely grateful for George coming in this year.
Right.
And shout out to George Zarugian, who's friend of the program, we will say. He's been a big help to us this year in really kind of getting some notes for you guys on Smithtown, but keeping, our know in the league, kind of our boots on the ground, if you will.
Believe
so
he's coaching the blue team.
He will
tonight.
be here tonight, I do believe. So shout out to George if you are listening. We appreciate you. Hope you're having a good holiday, and we can't wait to see you down here for the 3-on-3 tournament, which is sure to be very exciting. Thomas Colavecchio now for St. Anthony's taking his part in the hardest shot competition. No one has yet to dethrone Matt DePalma. No one's really even come close to his 90 miles an hour. Just otherworldly off the stick of the alternate captain for the Bulls.
Bobby, correct me if I'm wrong. DePalma used to play Junior Islanders, right? He doesn't play travel now, right?
He played Junior Islanders.
Okay.
He does not play travel right now.
Okay. It's a good start.
We'll see if Paragallo's warming up. That was 80. Here comes shot 2.
Just hanging around.
All right, took a step back. Here comes number 3. 84. Not enough to dethrone DePalma. Big body Ryan Breslin. This man has some force behind him.
Saw him play goalie a couple weeks ago.
We did. That was a very interesting set of circumstances. Jake Vertenisic, who I believe is here tonight, or maybe it's Chris Hintz. It is Chris Hintz.
Yep.
Jake Vertenisic, nonetheless, lost his skate blade.
Yep.
And Ward Melville was forced to play 6-on-5, no goaltender. He and Daniel Breslin took some turns defending their nets to the bigger bodies in the league. It held for a little while, but ultimately Northport overwhelmed them. And just a really tough loss for a Ward Melville team, really trying to scratch up any wins at this point.
Yeah, definitely. They were still in the game at that point, only down 3-0. You never know. Like we've said, we've seen crazier things happen, and they even made a couple saves, like you alluded to. And it's an unfortunate situation for them. Makes things a little more complicated going forward.
Arthur Merviak, a little bit of a fan there. Gets a rise out of the players on the ice. So we're going to have a final, and he has to beat 84 to get there.
Essentially got one shot to do it here.
Did not do it, so it'll be Matt DePalma. And Tyler Paragallo in the finals. Bobby, is Matt DePalma finishing the job?
I mean, I hope so, but he's had the break since the first shooter, so I hope he can get it done here.
Let's see.
Paragallo going to shoot first. 87 from Paragallo. He's knocking on the door. $79 not going to do it.
87's the number to beat them.
So 87, the high mark for Paragallo?
Yep.
We'll see what Matt DePalma has in the tank. The defending champ, shot 1. 91, Matt DePalma.
That's it. He don't need to take another shot now.
4 separate times. They're going to let him go again to try and continue to reset, but Matt DePalma will be your hardest shot champion once again.
Wow.
91 miles an hour.
All right,
Finishes
91.
it with a nice 88. But it'll be that man, Matt DePalma, over 47 for the Smithtown Hop Hog Bulls, taking home some hardware tonight. Smithtown hoping that's not the only hardware they take home this season.
think we got, goalie skills next up here. Next and last up, if I'm not mistaken.
Save the best for last. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Going to be some really good names on tap here tonight for you. CJ Lucente is here. Alessandro Giulietti is here. Jake Citron, Chris Hintz, to name a couple.
Yeah. Two goalies that Bobby scored on this year, Alessandro Giulietti and, why am I blanking on the other name? The North Angel Spinelli, both Rebels teammates. We put up that split screen shot on our county page miles and miles ago. Eerie similar goals. Do you think those two goalies talk to one another and prep in the sense that, like, you're coming in, same move? How do you think that they think, if that makes sense at all?
I mean, I guess they might have talked to each other about it, but
didn't really work.
Right.
I got them both with the drag shot. There,
yep.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the Superman celebration come from? Why did you pick? I love it. I think it's fantastic. But where did you come up with that?
I don't really know. I mean, it was kind of just like, I scored. Maybe just represent the town I play for, where I live. Rip the jersey open.
Hey, that's a fantastic answer. Good enough. We love nothing more than representing, and Jake Citron, another one of your teammates, is going to look to represent the goaltenders here in the goalie skills first.
Yeah.
What's it like playing in front of that man, knowing that he's goaltending for you?
I mean, we all know he's going to give us his all, so we got to give him our all to back him up. So it's pretty much how we think, and he gets the job for us most of the time. No complaints with him at all.
A lot of the talk we've had with Citron is his goalie partner, Pavone. A lot of the stuff that we've heard, especially from George and Jake in general, is that this is kind of like a mentoring season for Luke Pavone. How close do you see their bond being, especially in practices and even when game time comes around too? Is there like a special bond between the two of them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always will see like Jake helping Luke with something, and then they always talk in between periods. I don't know what they're saying.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's mostly them giving each other advice. Luke's a great goalie for us.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot in store for him. So.
Yeah, definitely. And divvying up the skaters now, it looks like.
Looks like everyone wants to take a crack at Jake Citron.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy that they're not shooting in this round.
There's still some history here, too. So De Palma goes back-to-back hardest shot. Anthony Sikoza wins goalie challenge last year. So there's a little bit of there's still a little title defense to do here for the Bulls.
Remind me, who was the team relay winner last year?
That was Connecticut.
Okay, so they've been dethroned by St. Anthony's. And who won? And Savaglio won fastest skater.
Correct.
He made it to the final, but Matteo Marchese won that one. So Connecticut Sayville has two different championships so far and two All-Star games.
Yeah. Younger Anatra.
All right, Bobby, give us your best play-by-play for Christian Anatra here. Go.
Let's see. He's coming down the right. Looking like he's going to shoot. Stopped by Citron.
Give us Peter Petito. Let's go.
Here we go.
I'm going to guess Peter's going to go low glove here. No, I was wrong.
Jake Citron 2 for 2 so far. As we tune into our John LaVecchia cam. George Calbera in.
Great.
He went low glove, and Citron shuts the door for you. Luke Hoffler, the first to beat Jake Citron.
Boy.
Hoffler hit him with the old razzle-dazzle, if you will, and Thomas Miller meets the fate of a couple skaters before him.
Ooh, just mishandled it there.
Yeah.
What's your thought process going in on a breakaway like this, one-on-one with the goaltender? What are you trying to keep in mind?
You know, I feel like I miss a lot of breakaways, but you got to keep your head up, look what's open. You also got to know who's behind you. If you're going to have someone on you, you might want to get a shot or try to throw a little fake.
Savaglio finally finds the 5-hole there after a couple players went after it. Matteo Marchese went bar down prior.
Swap it up here now.
So I believe we had three goals scored against Jake.
Yep. There's Marchese, Tommy Miller, and
No, it was Hoffler.
Hoffler, excuse me. Yep.
Marchese, Hoffler, Savaglio.
Correct. And look at this. We got Connor McGrain stepping in next.
Con McGrain, who's had a really good season
He
for
has.
Kings Park Colmac, has stepped up for Joseph O'Neill when he's needed to.
Yeah.
A surprising, but not at the same time, an impressive more so, 2 goals against average for him.
Definitely, yeah. He stepped up when needed to. He had a really strong, despite going out in the quarterfinal of junior varsity playoffs, he played very well. That was one of our memorable games during that postseason in the junior varsity division, and he stepped in and really done his thing. And we got a little Knights on Knights action coming up here. It looks like one of the Quinn brothers going up against his own goaltender here.
This will be Jacob Quinn going to kick it off for this set of shooters. Vin, you've made the prediction that Kings Park's going to win something this year.
Correct.
Be it Suffolk, States. In your eyes, what are they going to have to make? What are they going to have to do to capture one of those titles?
I think it comes down to those third and second lines to relieve the pressure off of those top guys like Billy Prang, Mikey Brazel, Nick Berhalter. I think if those, oh my, whoa, hello.
Thomas Kankowski's announcing his presence.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, anyway, I think it comes down to that. If you can have Ledzinski step in, contribute a couple of goals. If you can have other guys down the lineup, you can have Lemza contribute consistently and keep the puck out of the defensive zone. I think that's the difference maker for me. Uh-oh.
Con McGrain, easy work cut out for him here. I don't believe anybody's registered a real shot on him yet.
Some of these Bulls kids are going to be on the wrong end of the highlight reel.
Oh,
that went
Devin
in.
Quinones, hello, sir. Between the legs.
That man's had some big goals this year.
He has. He scored the game winner in overtime against Northport Huntington.
That's another one for them where you circle that one and it kind of turns that whole season around after starting off on the wrong foot, to say it nicely, and they've played some good hockey as of late.
Well, that's what it was. It was just tough breaks for them. A team that we've talked about was more so surprising this year than anything else.
Yeah.
A tough, as this, and really nice shot by John on our John cam. A team that started off more surprising than anything else. It kind of became normal in a sense that they were just going to play well.
Yeah.
And they're never out of a game.
No, the key for them is it's a full team effort, and they just, like we mentioned last week on the pod, they don't have that star-studded player, which is all right because all these kids are able to come in and do their own unique thing and help this team solidify that last playoff spot for the time being.
So we've seen a lot of kids come up from JV and have success. Braden Buccino's been one of them. After a really good JV season last year, he's come up and has played a really solid goaltender. We've seen the likes of Kieran Pollard, Thomas Kankowski, just to name a couple other kids, really have success. Bobby, what does it take to make that transition from a lower level JV freshman level play to this varsity style of play?
No, it's definitely more physical, faster paced, and you're not going to find like those big blowout games. Like there's some of them in the JV. Definitely the physicality, though, I think for most of the guys that made that jump is definitely one thing that they are going to have to get used to over time.
How did you, as a sophomore, such a young player last year, prepare for your first season as a varsity player?
You know, I was lucky. I had great teammates around me. They always had my back. A little nervous the whole season, messing up. Don't want people to get mad at you. Being the youngest guy on the team, there's obviously going to be a lot of pressure on you sometimes. But guys like Ahern, Signoretti, DeBlanda, I hang out with them to this day, and they're definitely role models for me that helped me get through that year and put confidence on me and helped me out.
There's always good stuff having those types of bigger players around you. It's important. We've talked about it time and time again. The leaders on the ice for this team, or these teams rather. Matthew Brody, nice shutdown there by Giulietti. Giulietti, another one, came up from JV and has translated well. He's the starting goaltender for Sachem as Colin Calbert will go to work now. And Sachem has really transitioned well. A very young team, a team that was the 8th seed last year in the playoffs. They took it to Northport Huntington, a really good team at that.
Nice save.
They just couldn't finish the job, but they've had a much more impressive season this year than they did last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We wondered after that first game against Smithtown, another nice save. We wondered after that first game against Smithtown when they dropped to 7-2, we were like, which Sachem team is this that we're going to, oh man, Arthur Merviak. There's a reason why he's up there in the league lead for defenseman goals scored this year. No, but we wondered about them. We said, what kind of Sachem team we're going to get this year at the varsity level? And they came out after a tough opening night game, and you know, they held water when Kukowski was out for as long as they did. He comes back, he's rejuvenated their squad, and you know, I think they got to clean things up a little bit on the defensive end of things in order to really be a serious contender going forward. But offensively, I really like their group, and especially with this man in net right here.
He's come up with some really big saves for them as well. Maybe the most noticeably, the standout save he made against Ward Melville to preserve that lead and win them that game ultimately. Because if Jake Mangiano nets that one home in the closing seconds, who knows what happens in overtime?
Who knows what happens? And, you know, Ward Melville's a lot closer to a playoff spot today than they are right now. I mean, granted, it's just the 1 point, but still, that 1 point looms large going forward now. Because you look at it now, they got a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of work to do in order to at least make a case for that 8th seed.
We've seen how big points have turned out to be. We saw it last year in the final race, the race for the final playoff spot down the stretch. And we're going to see it again this year. Middle Country leads West Islip by 1 point, and both teams have 5 games to play.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a really fun race. We got Kukowski up here again. There's a little history between these two, okay? So we'll flash back here to early September. They played each other for the first time. A little back and forth, little chirping going on.
You're talking about Keel and Kunkowski.
Keel and Kunkowski. A little bit of chirping going on back and forth. Kunkowski winds up scoring 4 in total in the game, 7 points overall. Sachem wins 8-7. So there's a little bit of history there. Again, we're all having fun, skills comp and everything, but little tidbit to note.
Story time is always a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
Devin Quinones, what can he do this time? Quinones, backhand, flubbed it wide.
So we talked a little bit before about the playoff race, especially these last two, this bottom seed, this 8th seed. Smithtown was in a unique position last year where if they had won, they could have moved up to, I believe it was the 4th seed or the 5th seed. They would have played East Islip. And quite honestly, I like their chances in that game. They had beaten up on them twice in the regular season. I firmly believed if they played them in round 1, they would have advanced to the second round of the semifinals. You guys end up tying St. Anthony's 1-1 late. You guys had a lead. Does that kind of, I don't know how I want to describe this, does that kind of play into your mind a little bit overall when you look back on the season saying, you know, damn, if we get that extra, if we hold on there and we get that second point, does that speak a little more volume to you guys, or is that like an afterthought and it's kind of like we'll shake up to see who we play?
I feel like no one's thinking about it in the moment. We're just trying to keep that positive attitude going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We had a great game with Kings Park. 4-3 it was. We scored 1 with the last minute.
Yeah.
But couldn't get that last one. But who knows what could have happened in that playoff game if we won that game against East Islip.
Yeah, definitely.
Christian
saw that last year with
soft hands
Northport.
on that one.
Oh, yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you know, we saw what happened last year with Northport, too. You never know what happens. You get into the playoff. Connecticut comes in, has a really strong game. They set the tone. The big shorthanded goal by, oh, my gosh, I forget the name. But regardless, the shorthanded goal for Connecticut against Northport.
He graduated.
Yeah.
It's, Sean.
Oh, PAL kid.
Sean.
No,
Not Sean?
I don't think so. Oh man.
Well, we'll have to
Was
get
it-
back to everybody on that.
was
Unless
it
Bobby,
Bizel?
you know.
No, not Bizel. He did
No.
score in that game.
Justin Young.
That's it. Bingo. I think he's playing New Hampshire now.
Good for him.
Yep. Big moment for him.
Such a classic celebration, too.
Yeah.
He scores. He beats, now the goaltender.
Aiden Donnelly.
Beats him. Goes laying down on the ice. I think it might have been Bizel comes over to him and just kind of
Kenny
like.
Correo. Kenny
it
Correo.
was Correo.
Gives him the CPR.
Did you just do that?
Yep. Oh, boy.
Great goal
That's a
by
good
Petito.
highlight.
I think I taught him that one.
Speak to the season Peter Petito's having. I don't think a lot of people had him on our radar for having such a good season, but he's leading you guys in points currently. How much work does he put in every day at practice?
Definitely. I mean, another role model for me. I spent most of my summer with him, playing at the park and everything, and he definitely pushes me to get better, even as a person too. So, I mean, I personally, I knew he was going to be up there this year. I just saw it coming, but he puts in the work. He's with his Junior Islanders team, and
Yeah.
he definitely deserves it.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Another Royals member here. Different teams, granted, with Bobby and Ryan, but still in all. Does that ever come up with you guys being on different like Royals teams, but you're still with the same organization? Is that ever like?
Yeah, I mean,
Come up at all?
You'll see him at the rink sometimes. You'll say
Okay.
hey, give a little
Yeah.
conversation, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Vin, we see Burhart going now. Obviously, the Suffolk County Championship MVP last year.
Yep.
He's playing well this season.
Right.
He's on a current 4-game winning streak, I believe, personally.
Right.
But the real surprise story for them, the bright spot's been the play of TJ Olmschneider,
yeah.
another JV call-up from last year to this year, and he's really blossomed into his own.
Absolutely. Yeah. They need, quite honestly, they needed a spark when they were down 0-3 to start the year. He comes in, does his thing. Granted, their first couple of games, we had joked earlier on, it's only an 8-save shutout. But as the season went on, he kind of showed us, like, look, I'm not just a kid stepping in the crease here. Like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to make saves when I need to, when I'm called upon. And, you can argue he was one of the big he was the one that started the 9-game win streak. He shuts out Northport, and they're just all systems go from there. But like you said, Dylan, what's really interesting is that Burhart's coming into his own now. So I think that's key for them going forward, is that they have to feel confident with either goalie they throw in the net, which all of these teams need to feel going into the postseason and in this January stretch where it's quite honestly a big tune-up for them going into the playoffs.
It will be interesting to see which way they decide to go come playoff time, because it is the decision that has to be made. It's win or go home at that point. There's no let's try out, let's give it a second chance and, run it back with our other goaltender and see if that would have worked instead.
Yeah, neither goalie is a bad option for them. I'll tell you that right now. They're both kids who are going to do their thing and do their very best to keep things going.
So Corey McGovern in net now for East Islip. Here comes Colin Calbert.
Do we happen to know by chance who's ahead right now in the save competition here? Who the leading candidate is?
I believe it's Connor McGreen who
I
allowed
think
one
you're
goal.
right.
We still have to see CJ Lucente go, who I am very excited for. Because that goaltender tandem of Lucente and Michael Sittler, who we touched on before, friend of the program, shout out to Michael Sittler. Lucente is one of the best of the best.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and just when you think that, you have him and then, look at this.
Whitbeck. Scott Whitbeck pulling out the kitchen sink. And he couldn't beat Corey McGovern.
Good one.
So now we will turn our attention to the other side of the ice.
Wally, can we grab a shot here down low? Chris Hinson, Patrick Nolte want to say hello. There we are. There they are. Oh, we got Kieran Pollard with the GoPro on. We're pulling out all the tricks out.
Oh, this will be fun later on.
Set days up now.
So the mentioning of the GoPro, that leads me into a little bit of a plug, I guess. So if you want to see this GoPro footage and you are not currently already, go follow us on Instagram at LI Sports Network. That's the only place you're going to be able to see this after tonight. It's not going to be live. We don't have it hooked up. Peter Petito has the phone going, though. Maybe a little live on his end. Go check out his, whatever he's doing.
Oh
Oh, boy.
But it should be interesting. We'll see what kind of commentary and content Kieran gives us. Hopefully something good and hopefully something we can actually use.
We got the Junior Islanders elite teammates
Kankowski's got
going.
one on too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I can only imagine what he's going to say. Is he as loose of a cannon as people think he is?
Not really. I mean, I played with him 2-3 years. I played with him. We were line mates on the Rebels. No complaints. Me and him played really well together, you know.
Is he a kid where if he's on your team, he's your best friend, but if you're playing against him, it's the worst thing that you could ever imagine?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great kid off the ice, but he wants to win. He'll do whatever it takes, whatever he has to do to win, which is respectable. I mean, definitely probably one of the best players in this league.
Oh, my.
Great move.
Kieran Pollard with the GoPro doing exactly what you should be doing with a GoPro on.
They both got at least one more year at doing this. Can you imagine?
Pollard's
Oh,
got
man.
two.
Yeah.
But that's an excellent point about Kankowski. You can definitely see the drive to win is there, and the kid doesn't stop for anything. It was very noticeable in his first game back against Middle Country.
Yeah.
Sachem was down big, and he was not going to let the game end the way that it did.
Definitely.
How many games do you watch that aren't of your own? Like, do you tune in and check out what's going on?
I came to a few this year that weren't mine. I came to EI, Kings Park, St. Anthony's versus Kings Park. Both of those ones. And I just like watching it, you know, great games, love the environment.
I think arguably the best environment that we've had this year was your Bulls going up against the Knights, which I guess plays into your rivalry comment. The stands were packed. Do you feel that, or are you able to zone it all out?
I mean, you got to zone it out when you're in the game, but like when you're in school and everyone's like telling you good luck tonight, everyone's talking about the game tonight. It definitely gets in your head like everyone's gonna be here. I gotta play well.
Oh,
tonight.
they are live on Instagram.
How much do you hear about that stuff the next day in school? Like, are kids coming up to you saying, I was at the game last night, that was crazy?
Definitely, and it's this year. Last year, there wasn't a lot of that. I mean, there'd be this kids that would be there, but this year it's definitely more. Like, there's kids like my friends that are like, yeah, I reserve my Monday nights for hockey night. Like, yeah, it's definitely great to have all them here. You definitely feel the energy when they're screaming up in the stands, but.
Was there a noticeably increase of people who recognized you in school after that opening night game where you scored 4 on Sachem? I know you had the sorry for the wait post on Instagram, so I know that one.
That post wasn't when I posted that the 4 wasn't meant for anything. I mean, me, Nick, and Peter have talked about that one caption the whole summer.
Where does the inspiration come from to play the music when you guys are coming out? We love your intro song.
Yeah, man.
Split by the Chainsmokers and Tiesto.
It's been a tradition.
Chainsmokers are one of my favorite bands. So when where's that come from?
I personally don't know. It's been a tradition, but last year we played it outside the locker room. It's just been passed down, but it's our song. I mean, it gets everyone fired up. When you hear that song, you know the Bulls are coming. So.
Absolutely. It is like the storm siren.
Yeah.
Take cover, here it comes.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal choice.
Gets you going too.
Absolutely.
It's been passed down through probably I would say 5 years of Bulls teams maybe, if it's somewhere around that. But there's always been that one song that's always gets passed down.
That's cool. That is cool because we don't see that a lot with the other teams in the league. Maybe it'll inspire them to get some speakers and get that going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always have someone here. Like now it's me because of the injury, but got to throw it back in the locker room after. What's his name? Alumni Josh DeBlanda does it a lot. He's always here. He's fired up for us. But
I am receiving the notification that Nick Noche was live on Instagram, so yes, go check out whatever he was doing on Instagram.
These are 2 finalists here?
Alessandro Giulietti and Corey McGovern, I believe. Not exactly
Ooh,
sure
good
what
save.
we're doing. I don't know if it's tiebreaker because
Could be.
Conor McGrain allowed 1 goal. I don't know what the determination was here as far as
Yeah.
this could be the
advances.
final round, maybe. Not sure.
Again, hard to hear over the loudspeaker exactly what's going on with everything, but we're trying to contextualize the clues as much as possible.
Just these 2 guys?
Yeah.
Is that it after that? Yeah, we're gonna go to 3v3 after. Oh, really? The All-Star game. Right here? Oh, there's like a 99.
Second time here. We got another Reese Islip player going on his own goalie. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I think they wanted to move. They needed it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Or maybe it is going to be pushed back, but.
Nolte.
oh
Pure
my.
speed out of Patrick Nolte.
What kind of presence has he brought to you guys? Because he played Ice Wolves last year, and that was one name that Coach George told me over the summer. He might not only be the best player on our team, but he might be the best the best overall player in the county. So what does he bring to you guys that you guys maybe lacked last year, or like is such a unique factor this year?
I mean, he's one of our best defensemen. I feel like all of our defensemen have that charm of being able to play offense, but he definitely sticks out with that. When he has the puck and he's coming down the zone, you want to give him space.
Yeah.
On our team, I'm sure other teams don't want to give him the space, but
Yeah.
he could get into the zone and definitely make stuff happen.
Yeah, that was one name Dylan touched on a few weeks ago. I believe you guys played Ward Melville, and he had a couple of goals. And
Yeah.
we kind of looked at it and we said, if that kid starts getting going, then watch out.
Nicholas DeAndrew with the body cam footage. Not sure if that's our GoPro or his GoPro. Freelancing a little bit, possibly.
Yeah. We'll have to collab with him on Instagram if it's his. What is he going to do this time? Let's see. Good luck. Good
Tucking
luck.
it into bed, if you will. Good night, son.
McGovern and Dixon, both goalie tandems. Kankowski and Dixon are Junior Islanders teammates, 16U AA. So I'm curious to see how much they talk with one another, being Dixon McGovern, in case he were to ever go up against Sachem or what have you.
Oh, great save.
Nice.
A pinball flipper save from Corey McGovern. Denying Robert Savaglio. Kieran Pollard the other way. Oh! Whoa!
Oh, boy.
I've never played hockey before in my life. I'm just a big fan. How hard is it to do something like that? Like get the puck off the ice with your stick?
I mean, you got to have the hands. You can't do it without the hands. The wax on the stick helps a little bit, keep the snow off. It's definitely hard to do, but if you get it in the right spot and get the movement down, you could definitely do it. It takes practice, though.
Those Rebels teammates right there.
Nick Noche is not performing for his Instagram Live.
Is he gonna? There's gonna be a lot of call-outs, I feel like, in the team chat later.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's see.
Sachem on Sachem action here. Thomas Kankowski. Alessandro Giulietti gives him a little advice on the way by.
Oh.
What's your favorite personal highlight from your career so far in Suffolk?
The playoff goal last year against Kings Park's definitely got to be a big one. I mean, I didn't expect to do that myself, but it's a great moment. It's one of the videos that I'll go back and watch. Yeah, that's probably got to be it. Obviously, this year, first game, 4 goals against SCHSHL is also up there, but. Or my first varsity goal last year was my first game against Ward Melville, assisted by Tommy Doyle. It's got to be up there too.
Matt Hughes checks into the YouTube chat. Can't
He's
totally
your
read it.
teammate, right?
Yeah, I love Matt Hughes. Definitely.
We had a little confusion last year between Campanola and Fleischauer.
Yeah,
They both
Fleischauer
played
too.
Royals, but not the same Royals team. So same age bracket. I believe it was just a little bit of a difference there. I think we're wrapping it up here, if I'm not mistaken.
Players starting to head off. Might just be a little freestyling now.
You know what it is, too, is that some of these kids got to play in the actual game, and they got to swap jerseys and everything, so maybe a cool-down period.
Who keeps it light in the locker room? Is there somebody you got to keep your eye on, like can't turn your back on and they might pull a prank on you?
Definitely Aiden Conlon. You never know what Aiden Conlon's got in his bag, you know. Great kid, but he'll definitely pull some stuff on you. Keeps the team spirit there though.
Thomas Agavino saying hi to you in the chat.
Yeah.
Everyone coming out tonight. We are starting to wind down on the ice. Players exiting, getting ready to set up and take part in the All-Star Game 3v3 tournament. On the south side of the rinks, we've had the freshman and JV All-Star festivities taking place. A lot of promising young talent in the lower brackets. We've also had a developmental division take place this year, so the Suffolk County High School League ever expanding.
John. Misses.
How'd that happen?
John taking his cracks. LISN employee, former Ice Wolf player, a discontinued team. Is it different playing with a 10-team league as opposed to a deeper 14-team league last year?
I feel like last year the last couple weeks, the playoff push was more intense than it is this year. Even for us, but obviously this year, a couple teams that just don't have enough kids and the whole situation. But I mean, definitely. I mean, I liked having the 14 teams, but the 10, it's definitely more competitive than 14.
Looks like just Mike Brown standing out there now.
Let's see him take a crack at it.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so that's going to do it for the skills competition. We're going to get started back up with the 3v3 All-Star Tournament in a little while. We're going to switch streams, so we're going to end this one. And when that other stream is scheduled, we'll be going live, estimated to be a little after 9 o'clock. So we'll try to keep everybody as updated as possible. I believe Bobby's going to stick around with us. And
yeah, I
hang
might
out
see.
through
I
the
might try to go on the bench with Coach George, see
Oh,
what's
there you
going
go.
on down there. But I'll definitely stop by for a little bit. See, I'm excited
Absolutely.
to see how the 3v3 is going to go.
Absolutely. Well, So, Bobby, we thank you for joining us for the skills competition. It was great having you on.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And, yeah, we're going to post the link in the chat right now, and we will see everybody in a little bit for the 3v3 All-Star Game tournament.